Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pretty Girl Confessions. I'm your host, your pretty girl, and today we're discussing the fact that if you were actually serious, your habits would look completely different. And this applies not just to your beauty, your weight, your job, your career, it applies to everything in your life because quite literally every action you take every single day creates a compound effect over the course of a year, 5 years, 10 years, and the rest of your life. If you are familiar with self help books, you will know I'm definitely taking a lot of inspiration from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. It's a really great book. I encourage all of you to buy the audiobook or find the summary or something. Just read the book, it's a really good one. But the point I'm making today is that your habits are the foundation of everything you are as of right now. So if you're extremely fit, it's because one of your habits is you work out a lot, you go to the gym, you run, you stretch, you're active. That's a habit that you've done multiple times consistently to where now you are just a naturally fit person. Where you could also take this on the other side of things, where if you're overweight, you're always breaking out, you are never feeling confident in your own skin, that's because you have made it a habit to eat bad food, not work out, and to just never take care of yourself. That's what that is. It's a habit. And your habits don't just appear out of thin air. It's really hard for people to develop new habits whenever they haven't gotten to the root cause, which is your identity. So, who you choose to identify as is where your beliefs come from, and that's where your habits come from. So, you can't be someone that identifies as being overweight, lazy, and never good enough to be confident in themselves and then start becoming someone that's super fit, always looks good, has so much confidence. You can't just start doing a couple activities and then become that. That's not how it works. Instead, you have to backpedal and identify who is it that you want to become. Because we all have this dream version of ourselves in our head. We all have this image of someone that maybe they're successful, maybe they own their own business. They could be a Pilates princess, they could be a stay-at-home mom driving the Range Rover, going Pilates. Like, it could be so many different things. And it could even be like if you want to own your own ranch and have cows and horses and goats, that could be like your ideal self. But you have to be able to identify as that person. So you have to completely deconstruct what the identity is that you want to become. So if you want to become this gorgeous girl that does acting and modeling and has an amazing body, then you need to break it down into, okay, well, I need to become someone that's very outgoing. I need to identify as an outgoing person. I need to identify as a talented person. And also, I need to identify as a healthy person. It's from these identities that you now are understanding you have to embody that are going to then form your beliefs. So once you understand that you need to identify as someone that's healthy, we're going to just use this for the example, as a healthy person because you want to lose weight, you want to be fit, and you want to look beautiful, then you have to look at what the beliefs are of someone that's healthy. Maybe one of the beliefs I personally have is that I need to move my body every single day. I believe that I do not feel good if I'm not moving my body by going on walks, by working out, and by fueling my body properly. So it started as the identity of, okay, I'm going to become this healthy person. I want to identify as a healthy person so that whenever you think about yourself, your first thought isn't, oh, I'm this fat girl, I used to be fat, or I always have such bad skin. Like, that's not part of your identity anymore. You're now identifying as this healthy, fit person. So then your beliefs come from that identity. So you then only have beliefs that support your identity. So a healthy and fit person wouldn't believe that going and getting McDonald's every day is healthy. They wouldn't believe that's good for them. They wouldn't believe that's okay for them to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? It becomes almost like the ground rules for how you operate, what your foundation, your fundamental rules are for living. So someone that is healthy, one of their beliefs could be, it's not good to drink multiple times a week unless it's a celebration or a birthday. For me, that's honestly one of my personal rules is I never go out drinking unless it's a celebration or a birthday or a holiday, because what's the point? I do like to drink, but I also know I really don't get anything out of it. Besides, like, I like the social aspect of it. So, why am I going to deprive my morning self by staying up late, drinking, probably eating bad food if I'm getting really buzzed, and then not being able to wake up early enough to work out and to do my morning routine and to get all my business stuff taken care of? That my beliefs make it to where I don't do that because that's not who I am. So the beliefs tie back to the identity. So then once you have these beliefs in place, the beliefs pretty much set up the stage for you to make these habits. So you identify as a healthy person and you have these beliefs around it is good to work out. It's good, like you need to do these things every day because they're good for you and that you like them. And so then it becomes habits. Maybe one of your habits is every morning you go for a morning walk, or every morning you go to the gym for 30 minutes, or you always cook most of your meals at home because you're healthy. So these form habits, and habits aren't just, oh, read a book every day for 10 minutes. It's really all these things that you're doing in your life, everything's a habit. Everything is. A habit could be, one of the bad habits I used to have was I would be able to wash all my laundry, but then putting it away was a nightmare. So I just made it a habit to where I tried being someone that would just do it all on the same day. And I was like, no, this is never working. It's never worked once for me. I have such a busy life. So I need to always be doing a little bit every single day or it's never going to happen. So I started identifying as someone that cleans her space every single day, and not just like the regular cleaning of like wiping down counters and like making the bed, but the cleaning of, I'm going to, anytime I have extra time, I'm gonna clean one mirror or clean one window or clean my toilet really quickly or vacuum quickly or put away some of the laundry. So I'm always in the habit of doing like 5, 10, 15-minute tidies all the time because I identify as someone that keeps her space neat, clean, and tidy. That's how I identify now. So because of that, I don't believe in letting the laundry just pile up anymore. I don't believe in putting these things off anymore because these don't align with who I am. Because it doesn't align with who I am, I'm not able to go against it anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? A good way to also put this into perspective is if you're someone that believes that the best color ever is purple, you're only going to want to wear purple. You think that's the most flattering color. Why would you wear orange when you know in your heart and like your belief, your identity is that purple is the best? So because it's so ingrained in your mental, you're not going to do things against it because it doesn't make sense to you. That's like saying the sky is orange, or or saying the like instead of a blue sky it's a yellow sky or a pink sky. Like that's the same thing. Like the sky is green. That's false. So that's how it feels whenever you ingrain your new identity and you have these new beliefs attached to this identity, to where that's how your habits become solid. Because if things in your life don't align up with your identity, your beliefs, you're not going to be doing those things. So really the problem isn't that you aren't doing enough or it's not enough effort. The problem truly is you just are not identifying as the correct version of you. You're not identifying as your dream version. And I feel like a lot of people, they make this mistake where they have this dream version of themselves and they act like they can't achieve it. They act like it's so far ahead in the future. Why not act like it's right now? Why not act like you are your dream self right this moment? Why do we have to wait 5 years to reach our dream selves? Why can't we just start being our dream selves today? Because I can promise you this, if you started acting, well, if you start identifying as your dream self and you understood your beliefs as your dream self, and you carried out your habits like your dream self, pretty soon you'll look around and realize, oh my goodness, like my entire life looks like how I wanted it to look. And it's because you're starting to act like the person you've always wanted to become. Once you start acting like the person and identifying as this person, you become that person. It's no longer acting, it's no longer a facade. And at first, it's going to be hard to get the ball rolling. I mean, if you have these old habits and you've always ever been the same person, it is hard to switch your identity. But one of the best things to do is just start clearing everything out of your environment that doesn't align with your new dream self. So if you were a big back and you were eating all this McDonald's and stuff, if you have like the rewards and the apps and the points and stuff, just start deleting the apps. That's one thing I think is the best to do if you're really trying to stop eating out at fast food places. Delete all the apps that have the points, because if you do find yourself driving past it after work or something, you're gonna be like, oh, I have to re-download like the Dunkin' Donuts app and I have to sign in, and it's a whole thing. So it's more of a buffer between you and going to get the fast food, because you're not gonna want to go and not get the points. You get what I'm saying? So get rid of those. Get rid of those and clear your environment of things that just don't align with you. So one thing I've done personally is I used to have a TV in my bedroom, and I haven't had a TV in my bedroom for a couple of years because I truly have aligned myself as being someone that identifies as being so into health and wellness. And I can get into it a little more later, but I'm like so into it. It's kind of crazy because I do like the lymphatic drainage. I go and get the lymphatic drainage massages. I go to the chiropractor weekly. I do a lot of things for my wellness. But one thing I've learned is that it's not good for your brain to have like, you're gonna think I'm crazy, to have like TVs on in your room, because one, is bad for feng shui, but then two, I think it's really bad for you to fall asleep with the blue light, and then also with just all the like frequencies around you that are emitting from the television. So sorry if I got too deep there, but I identify as someone that is so into health and wellness and always bettering herself. So I make things in my environment mirror that. So I don't own a microwave because I believe microwaves are bad, because I identify as someone that is healthy. Does that make sense? And I don't keep junk food in my house. I don't keep ice cream in my house. I don't keep cookies in my house, because I, again, believe that those are things that I only want to have on occasion when I do have them. Those are special foods. And I don't believe that they fit into a healthy diet, a normal diet. So, at least for me, that's what it is. But also, like, people will just keep coming back to this idea of, oh, well, I wish I could be the person that did this, or I wish I could lose the weight. And that's where they're getting stuck. That's where you're getting caught up in, because you wishing, oh, I wish this, I wish that. There's an old saying. Oh my God. Um, Excuse my French, but the saying goes like this: wish in one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up first. So, my mom told me that. But you don't want to be wishing for things. Just become the person who is healthy. So instead of wishing you could lose the weight, if you identify as someone that's healthy and you adapt the belief system of that person, then your habits are going to quickly get you to being at a healthy weight. It's not that hard. The real hard task with it all is whenever you identify still as someone that's overweight, that wants to eat the bad food and wants to sit on the couch and be lazy, and then you're wishing to lose weight, because that all those new habits like going to the gym, going walks, eating healthy, those don't align with your beliefs or your identity, and that's why you're failing every single time. And it's really about, once you figure out your identity, your beliefs, then your habits, you have to figure out a routine. You really do. You can't just wing it. You can't just be like, okay, I am now a healthy, super sexy girl, and I believe in being healthy. And then you go about your normal work day, and then you realize that, I can't eat this because this comes from Starbucks and I'm trying to eat healthier and not eat processed junk. So then you skip breakfast, and then you go to work, and then they have a donut party, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I promised myself I'm a healthy person now, I identify as a healthy person, and you're so tempted, and you're starving because you haven't had breakfast, because you didn't plan for breakfast, and then you get home, and you were gonna work out, but you were starving, and you're so hungry, and then you get home, and you didn't clear out your fridge, I don't know, get rid of all of the bad stuff yet. So then you go like a Wolverine through your kitchen eating everything inside. That is not what we want to do. That is not what we want to do. We want to actually support ourselves for our new habits because we are a new person. So you want to have like a purging day for purging out all the bad things that are not aligned with your identity. So this can be even clothes. I recommend this, honestly, if you go through a breakup or end a relationship with a friend, just purge it. Because if you know, like, if they hurt you really badly, bad enough to not be their friend anymore, why are you holding on to those things? Come on. Like, unless it's something that, like, you're using that really, like, doesn't make you just think about them. Like, I got a couple pairs of boots from ex-boyfriends that I don't think about them whenever I put on the boots. I just think, wow, I look really cute in these boots. But I'm talking about things like if your friend made you a pair of earrings, or if they gifted you like one of those jewelry bowl holders, and it's literally, you could use anything else, but you just use it because they gave it to you. Start purging, get rid of those things, get rid of the stuff that encourages the old you, and just honestly, don't go out and buy a million things because you're now a new person. Don't do that. I think that's kind of stupid. I would say really take your time sitting in and like fitting into your new identity, and start to build it up from scratch slowly. So purge all the bad food out of your house, get rid of clothes that don't align with this new identity. Like, how do you dress? How does someone that, if your identity that you're now identifying as is a successful entrepreneur, how should you be presenting yourself? Should you be going out wearing the crop tops and the short shorts? I will say I am guilty of this. I am extremely guilty of this because I had this whole thing in my head where I was like, oh, I'm so young, I'm so hot, I'm so pretty, I'm gonna wear this stuff. I still wear it. I still wear it. But I make it a point to dress like the person I am for my business. So when I'm doing business stuff, I dress like the business lady, okay? But whenever I'm like at the beach, it's just a summer day. Yeah, I'm wearing the short shorts and the crop top. Can't tell me nothing. But you want to get rid of the clothes that don't match with your identity. And specifically, I don't like when people, well, I don't do it myself, but I don't see the purpose in having clothes that you know are just generally unflattering and you just lounge in. I understand they're comfy, but here's the thing. Wouldn't you identify as wouldn't your dream self identify as someone that wears cute things to lounge in the house with? You know? Like, wouldn't you rather buy something, and now I'm telling you to buy something, wouldn't you rather wear something cute and feminine that looks like something your higher self would wear when you're just lounging? you're just being cozy at the house, versus some raggedy old t-shirt and some like torn up booty shorts that have the crotch all stretched out. That's not cute. Like, you don't, that's an outfit you don't want to be caught in. Okay? I feel like I sound so sassy. But that's what I mean. It's like, get rid of the things that just don't match the new vibe you're on. They just don't match it whatsoever. Because once you get rid of those things, you allow space to actually be your new self. Because now you don't have the old things to lean on to. Maybe your new self doesn't smoke. Ooh, that's fun. That's healthy. So instead of, this is something I'm literally quoting from the book, okay? So instead of saying, oh no, I'm trying to quit, no, you're someone that doesn't smoke at all. And so then get rid of the triggers that cause you to want that. So specifically, if you're trying to do weight loss or change your body and change your habits and become hotter and healthier, and you have a problem with the food or the workouts, you need to ditch the old environments, places, and habits that caused those triggers. So it's kind of like you're an alcoholic now. Because now you can't. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Because you don't want to circle back to certain places and environments that made you eat like this crazy big back. So if you're now this super sexy, very healthy girl, and you believe all these things, why are you going to go back to the same soul food place that you know you finish the entire plate every time? I'm not saying you need to ixnay these things from your life forever, but until you understand and really get seated in this new identity and understand how you operate now, you got to get rid of all the old things. You got to out with the old, in with the new, and that will help you. That will help you a lot. And when you have these habits, you're not relying on the discipline. Oh, wait, sorry. Excuse my French. You're not relying on the motivation. You're just using your discipline and consistency to keep you going. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is a lot of people will say that they never can be consistent. Well, that's so wrong, because think about it. For the last 3 years, you've been overweight consistently. You've been overeating consistently. You've been avoiding the gym consistently. You have proven that you are someone that can be consistent. Everyone is consistent. It's just usually with the things they don't want to be consistent with. So scrap that whole idea, like literally like scratch off that whole little memo in your head that says, I am Sally Sue and I'm not consistent. Get rid of that thought. That's not even a real thought anymore. Throw it out the window and remind yourself, I am very consistent. I've been so good at getting ice cream every single day after dinner. That shows I'm very consistent. But just reframe the consistency. So instead of being consistent with always skipping your workouts, now you can be consistent with always hitting your workouts. Doesn't it sound much better? Yeah. So your body will also give you feedback from you going through this. And once you identify as this person, then it's no longer like a timeline, which is nice. Because I think you need timelines for goals. But when it comes to certain things like weight loss, I feel like timelines can make people give up, especially women give up so quickly because it's been a week and nothing's happened. You don't notice anything and you feel miserable because you're so focused on the end goal. But whenever you're focused on just being that person, then it's not really like there is an end goal. It's never ending and you get to enjoy it. You get to live in it and have fun with it. So then you're just enjoying yourself, and then one day you're going to wake up and go, oh my gosh, I used to be 20 pounds heavier than I am now, and I need to get new clothes. I look amazing. This is great. And like, your standards greatly affect this. Your standards really do affect it. You don't need to try to give more effort into doing all these things, that's not why you're failing. It's because you're not identifying, you're not believing, you're not having the right belief systems, and you're not having the right habits. And then once you make your structure, once you make your plan for how you're going to go about your habits so that you can actually hit them, then it's just about keeping yourself to that standard of life that you set out to live. It's no longer about how much effort, it's about the standard. And then later on, if you want to push yourself to be better in the gym, eat more healthy, um, do more consistent work for your YouTube channel or your business, then you can add in more effort. But really, this video is for you if you don't even know where to start. Like you feel like you keep failing and failing and failing. It's because you're not identifying as your dream self. And I do believe in manifestation. I think it's a very powerful tool, but I do believe that manifestation works best whenever you actually embody what you're going for. So instead of just saying, I'm a millionaire, I like taking steps that make me feel like I am that person. So I do believe you can manifest without lifting a finger, but I also believe, I think it's just my own belief system. I believe I truly feel better about myself when I'm doing active things to push the needle, move the needle. So remember, like, it's truly just about how you identify, how you look at yourself, that will completely change your life. And then it's about your beliefs that will dictate how you live your life. And then your habits give you the results you want. Your habits give you the results. But remember to plan, remember to clear out your environment, get everything ready for you to be this person. Because if you don't actually plan and prepare, you're just preparing for failure. We've all heard that a million times, probably from our parents and from our teachers. But failing to plan is planning to fail. So same thing, but it's not about the effort. It's about the structure. And just really lean into this new identity of yourself. And one of the things I really like to do is I love vision boards. I'm going to be making a video about vision boards. And I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I feel like I wasn't as mean as I usually am. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Stay pretty, stay sexy, and stay identifying as your dream self so that you can live your dream life. I still don't know what to say at the end of these videos. I'm kind of new to this, but lots of love, hugs and kisses. Mwah. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.